Okay guys, welcome back. You've just seen the Queen hand on the previous video, so we're just going to follow on. Very next hand we get dealt Ace King. This is again a very big hand. We're on the button. You can see it's highlighted in yellow, so it's a hand we're going to play. And remember guys, if it's highlighted in yellow, we're going to come in for a raise. So action comes to us. We raise just over 3 big blinds this time to 200. Anywhere between 180 and 240 is fine in this situation, with the big blind being 60. See the small blind calls, big blind folds, so we're actually going to see a flop. Now I won't go into the reasons for why I'm checking here. We're going to do this in a later series of videos. Again, this is just to concentrate on which hands to play. As it happens, there's been no betting. I finally hit a pair on the river, so I bet half the pots. My opponent calls, so I'm expecting here to see some kind of pair type hand. What do we see? Well, we actually see Ace-9, which just proves how bad players are. This guy's called here with Ace-High. He can't actually beat any hand that I hold. Maybe unless I've got, I don't know, 4-5. That's about the only hand he can actually beat. Again, this just emphasises how bad players are. And it just makes me laugh at these low stakes. It's just like printing money. Okay, next hand. Ace-4. A lot of amateurs fall into the trap of playing these kind of small aces. Small aces are where we have a ace with a second card that's quite a low card. As you can see, we're in mid position, so we don't have any of those aces highlighted. The ones we have highlighted are the suited aces. In this instance, we're not suited, so we're just going to fold. There we go, we fold. Very next hand, a similar situation. We have Ace-7 offsuit. Again, a lot of amateurs will be looking to play this hand. Just trust Johnny here. We do not play these kind of hands. There we go, we fold. Next hand we get another ace, which is, happens, and a lot of players lose a lot of money with these kind of hands. And as you can see, we've not invested a single dollar yet. Here we're in the big blind. It's not a hand we're looking to play. So if there's any raise in front of us, we're just going to fold. So there's a raise. The small blind's called the raise. A lot of players would call the $60 here, but watch what Johnny does. This for me is a really, really easy fold. So just trust me, follow the charts, and I guarantee we're going to have you making money in no time. So we can have our Facebook Poker Challenge in the black right from the off. Here in the small blinds, Queen 3 off. Again, pretty bad a hand, not on our chart. What does Johnny do? He just folds it. 4-5 off. On the button, not highlighted in yellow, just fold. Again, similar story with 7-8. We're not going to play these type of hands. Okay, Queen 10. This is a hand that a lot of amateurs like to play. It kind of looks pretty. It kind of looks like it's a hand that people want to play. But look at the pre-flop chart. It's not highlighted, so we're going to fold. There we go. Moving on, the next hand, Queen 8. Again, if there's a raise in front of us, this isn't a hand we're likely to play. We're not going to play it to a raise, we're just going to fold. However, we're playing a $6 tournament. The players we're playing against are terrible. They just limp, they just want to see a flop. So, they've actually let us see this flop without us having to invest any additional chips. And now we've actually hit 2 pair. So, at this point I believe I've got the best hand. I won't explain why, but in this instance I'm looking to just take the pot down. So I check raise and I pick up the pot. Moving on, Queen 5. And interesting to note, in that last hand, if any player had actually been following my charts, they would have probably made a raise and we would have folded and we wouldn't have made any chips. Here, Queen 5 off. It's a fold. Now this hand is why we fold a lot of hands, because look what happens. The button loser boy makes a raise, a good solid raise. The big blind calls, and the initial limper calls all in. So now we have 2 players that are all in for all of their chips, and the chip leader has called their bets. So as the hand plays out, you'll see that the first player had Ace King, the second player had Ace King, so they both have top pair, and the last player made trip jacks on the river, and he scoops the pot. So what happens there? Well, 2 players get knocked out. So let's look. Next hand we play, we're already down to 3 players. We've actually only played 2 or 3 pots where we've actually been voluntarily putting chips in, and we're already 1 from the money. In these 6 max $6 sit and goes where there's 6 players to start, you'll get paid if you finish second, and you'll get paid if you finish first. So we already have a 2 in 3 chance of making money. And what have we done? Well, we've just folded a lot. That's really it.